Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna get on your channel so I can start reading some of these.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a little while to check in. Yeah, and then go ahead and hit that. It's there. Just so you can see it today and stuff. So,
Uh,
my YouTube family, what's going on? We're gonna give everybody a second to get logged in, and then we'll go ahead and start the Q&A. But yeah, I told you guys, man. I told you guys I was gonna start doing live. What's going on, man? Who's that?
you know, I'm telling you, your video's not showing up on mine.
Well, I mean, it's too early. I think it's after the live is done. You get where I'm coming from?
Oh, there you go. Okay, you're right.
Okay, cool, perfect. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah, I got the email in the last video. So check out the last video I got in the description. California, what's going on? California in the building? You know, working. Chilling. What's going on? Thomas B. Thomas in the building. 302.
You gonna tell them where you're at, or is that not something you do?
What? Yeah, oh yeah, we about to get started. I'm just trying to make sure we got enough people. Okay, boom. All right, man. So basically, I'm in Denver, Colorado right now. And I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, man, real quick.
Yo, what up? Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue on YouTube. In case you guys want to get down on some of that cooking. But about to get into trucking. Ran across him a while back. We spoke a little bit on the phone. He's been dropping little nuggets on me here and there. So he's out in Denver, so we decided to get together. I am going to be starting up a YouTube channel. Not like I'm a trucker yet, but name of that channel is going to be No Hippie Truck and Transport or something along those lines. But whatever it is, I just want to have it because I'm not going to be changing the title of the channel a lot. So that's what's up. So anyway.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay, so basically, that's what's going on. Me and Lyle, we've been talking for a little while, right? And he's been telling me about the trucking industry, and he wants to get into it. And you know, I've been transporting the units, and I had a unit I had to drop off over here in Denver, Colorado. And I told him about 2 days ago I'm gonna be in your area, so we could link up, you know, get together, you know, make a video real quick, you know, discussing about the trucking and him getting into it. So I thought it would have been a good start, basically, for him and for me, because a lot of times I don't talk about the beginning stages of trucking. So, you know, I figured, you know what, let me do a Q&A, and you guys could help out too, you know, answer some of the questions, because like I said, you know, I kind of focus more so on the business side of the trucking, but today we're gonna take it back a little bit and start from the beginning.
From the very beginning.
From the very beginning, because like I said, he's planning on getting in the game, and like I told you guys, go. I'm gonna put the link in the bottom of the description to his channel. He has a cooking channel as well. You know, I've been following him. He's been following me. He's been giving me a lot of helpful advice. You'll love the channel. A lot of healthy food tips, barbecue, chicken, the whole works. So you'll be able to check him out. With that being said, we're gonna start the video, right? We got we got 58 people. That's good enough. So we're gonna start the video, and like I said, I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna ask him a few questions so you guys can get to know him a little bit better, and then he's gonna ask me a few questions, and then, you know, I'm at that point, I'm gonna let you guys help out because he has a few questions, and if I can't answer them and you guys have the answer when it's time, I'll let you guys in, and then you guys can go from there as far as answering some of the questions that I can't probably answer for him, because like I said, I haven't worked for many companies when I was a company driver. I only worked for US Express, for many of you guys that know that already. So we're gonna get into it, okay? All right then. Yeah, what's going on, man? That's Mella Mill, okay. All right, so we're gonna get into it real quick. I'm gonna get to your questions and your answers a little later, but basically I just want to start it off and, you know, get it structured right. Okay, so, all right, Lau. Now, I wrote notes down too, so I'll make sure we stay on track. Okay, first of all, I want you to go ahead and give them your history. Tell them a little bit about yourself, and then we'll start from there.
All right, just a short history without getting too in depth. Been in mortgage banking for the last 20 years. Been at my same company for the last 17 years. Um, I mean, that's a brief enough history, I guess.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And is financing. So you've been in it for almost 17 years. Before that, you know,
About 20 years.
20 years. So before that, you wasn't doing nothing. Into
Before that, I
trucking?
was in banking for a while, and then I was in car sales before that.
Okay.
And then the Marine Corps before that, if you want to keep going.
Okay.
all the
So
way back.
yeah, I did a little car sales myself. I'm gonna get into that one of these days too, because I never really got into the background of what I did before I started trucking. So one of these days, I'm gonna get into that. Okay. So at the end of the day, what really kind of motivated you to start the transition to the trucking?
You know, a lot of people say, you know, get into trucking when you don't have any family, any responsibilities, anything like that. You know, I look at it the exact opposite way. I had to have all my kids raised, had to have, you know, homes bought and money made, you know, money banked. I had to be stable before
Okay,
I
so
got
you're established.
into trucking. So, you know, everything's fine on the home front. Don't have to worry about that. You know, I just got burnt out doing, you know, my business. And, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of stress that goes along with being a truck driver, but it's not the same kind of stress like when you have people's, like, lives in your hands.
Right, because yeah,
You
you're
know.
dealing with people's finances, and you're constantly dealing with people. In the trucking, you don't really kind of, like I said, it's you, the broker, but half the time you by yourself. So that's the thing that I like about it. You understand me?
Mhm.
That you have, you, I don't have to play the politics in the office. You understand? Because like I told you, I was doing, I graduated in accounting, and I did an internship. I did an internship for the summer. I only did it for 2 months, and that's when I realized that the office setting wasn't for me. That, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and take the trucking, you know, serious, because like I said, you know, I'm not much of a people's person, like as far as like dealing with, you know, people in the office and some of the foolishness they get into. Whatever. Long story short, but back to you. At the end of the day, so you've been looking into the trucking. So some of the
For about a year and a half.
year now.
A year and a half.
Yeah, you
I mean, I was getting my shit in line before I even brought that to my wife. Like, I just told my wife this about 4 months ago.
Yeah, I remember you called me and told me, look, I'm about to drop it on the plate in a little bit, and I told you, hey, look, you serious about doing it? Because you've been telling me, but I was like, nah, he got everything set up, he's comfortable at home. I don't think he's gonna pull the trigger. But then you called me like what, 2 months ago?
So, well,
About a month and a half ago.
I don't know, whenever it was. But
Yeah, you called me and you said, look, I'm about to pull the trigger for real. I'm about to go tell my wife. That's when I realized, I said, damn, okay, he for real. And then you told me, okay, this is around the time I'm gonna start, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. So he really, so what have you been doing? Because I tell a lot of truckers, you know, when they're jumping out there, educating yourself and getting involved in the industry before you jump in there, because you got to know what you're about to jump into. You know, what have you been doing on your end to kind of educate yourself about trucking and kind of, you know, realize what you're doing? Because I know you've been getting into the videos, but
well,
what
the
else?
YouTube is a good resource. I mean, you have to sift through a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, the
You know what I'm
YouTube,
saying?
yeah.
So I mean, but there's channels out there, you know. KB the Trucker's a channel that I watch. Just
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
definitely.
what I liked about his channel was he started before he, you know, from being an
Start
owner
from the beginning.
operator all the way back to when he was just going into school. You were one that was dropping some stuff like that. Trucker Nene, you know, she drives for Prime. She has videos from conception to where, you know, I think she's a lease operator. So makes sense.
I was so proud of you watching him too.
You know,
So
SoCal's alright. He kind of gets into a little bit of other stuff. You know, so I mean, there's a bunch of drivers out there that I've been able to kind of, like, I don't think if I'd have got into trucking back in the days, I would be as prepared mentally, and even just knowing some of the terminology, you know. I mean, just the basic terminology. You know, I wouldn't know what an authority was, or just different stuff like that. So I've been doing that. Researching companies is probably the hardest thing. If anybody wants to make money and they're tired of driving trucks, become a recruiter, because these recruiters, I mean, I learned
No,
more
they
about.
don't know much.
I'd learn more about being an astronaut than a truck driver trying to deal with these recruiters.
No, their job is not to inform you. They're to bring you to orientation. Once they get you in the orientation, then you got whoever the director is in orientation, and he takes care of the rest. But okay, so listen, for you guys, what I want you guys to do, right, as far as company-wise, what are some good companies out there starting off? Because like I told him, I only work for U.S. Express, and I don't know really that many other companies, But let me know what you guys think about any other companies that you think will be a good starter company for Lyle, man, so we can go from there, man. But back to what I was saying. So, outside of YouTube, some of the research you've been doing on trucking as far as like preparing yourself, anything like...
Got this application on my phone teaching me about air brakes and general knowledge, stuff like that.
Go ahead and share the application then, because,
I don't want to shut this... Well, let me see if I can... It's called...
yeah, get it to the people, man, because there's a lot of people out here.
CDL Prep is a application that you can take different tests on and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it'll keep track of what your scores were on previous tests. So
okay, so CDL Prep, you guys got that down? Yeah, U.S. Express. He already put that down. I already told him about U.S. Express. So that one's called CDL Prep. Another one is Chris CDL. You ever been on there? They basically show you. I got it on my one of my videos too, where I talk about, they have everything set up from the general knowledge questions. All the questions that they're going to ask you on this webpage is going to be on the test. Well, let's just put it like this: 80% of the questions on there is going to be on the real test. So it's called Chris CDL, CRSTCDL.com. That's another one right there. It'll ask you 1,000 questions.
What type of hauling am I looking for?
The what?
No, I was just trying to get this.
Okay, question as far as yeah. So yeah, I guess I'll ask you that next. But back to what I was saying, yeah, that's one of the things that basically those two sites will help you prepare for the test. So you definitely check those out. What was the question that the brother said?
What type of hauling am I looking for? Listen, when it comes to hauling, the easier the better. At 50 years old, man, I'm not trying to be tarping, flatbedding. You know what? I'm saying reefer, drive van.
I would say drive van.
Yeah.
If a lot of you agree with me, let me know. But if you're not trying to do that much work, you don't want to be at the shipper for, a few hours. I mean, both of them are not really that bad, So, I mean, reefer or drive van will do you good, at the end of the day, in my opinion. But, yeah. So, now, once you get into the trucking, okay, when do you plan on getting into the game, though? Because, the people going to be waiting on you at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so
March.
Okay, so around March. So we're going to be doing, I'm going to also get back with him once he starts, and then we're going to do another interview to see how he feels about the whole trucking experience, and we go from there, okay? But what else was I going to say? And I guess the last question I'm going to ask you is, as far as, at the end of the day, what's your end goal? What are you trying to get out of trucking, and what do you see yourself like, okay, like, I'm good. What are you trying to get out of trucking at the end of the day is basically what I'm asking.
All right, well, first of all, watching all these trucking channels, a lot of times they focus on money. And money is not my major goal. I mean, obviously I want to make money, but I'm not going to be job hopping, to make money. I'm just trying to get into this now to get experience. And and this is just the goal. I mean, who knows, but within a year, maybe year and a half at some point, buy a truck and then lease onto a company that lets me have some freedom, because the freedom to me is worth more than the money.
Yeah, that's why at the end of the day, that's the thing I love about it the most.
So I think the difference between me and a lot of people is they're having to chase the money, and I wouldn't necessarily have to be chasing the money. if that makes sense.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So-
I mean, at the end of the day, you're doing it more so for the freedom. That's
Well,
what
I
you-
mean,
that's
yeah.
what I'm
So I mean, I
getting
want to make a certain. I mean, I want to make a decent living, but it doesn't need to be a whole lot of money. Like a lot of people go owner operator because they want to make more money. I would be doing it to have more freedom.
at. Right.
I wouldn't want to be told where I need to go and all that kind of stuff because the money that they're paying at, you know, these mega carriers. To be honest with you, I've already made enough money.
So you kind of.
So I'm kind of coasting right now, So even the money there is fine, but then you got to go where they tell you. So I'm gonna take it for a year and a half, and then if I like it, I mean, I could get into it and realize I can't back up a damn truck or don't like it. So who
No,
knows?
you're gonna definitely get headaches backing up a truck the first few times you try it, and like I said,
Yeah, I've
that's
heard
what
about Lancer.
Bro, listen, it's gonna get a little crazy, but like I said, just prepare yourself to be. It's gonna be a little stressful in the beginning because, like I said, it's something new. But nevertheless, this is another thing I wanted to point out too. Coming into the trucking too, the reason I asked him what was his end goal was because coming into trucking, if anybody's watching this that's not already a trucker, coming in, you got to have a goal. You got to see yourself, like, what do you see yourself doing in trucking? Are you coming in it to be a company driver, which is okay, or is it you coming in it to, get the experience and eventually own your own truck, and then eventually have your own authority and have 5-6 trucks? So that's another thing too that you have to think about before jumping out there in the industry. Because like I said, I had a goal coming into trucking. A lot of people just jump out like, oh, I want to drive trucks, but okay, what do you see yourself doing at the end of the day? But now listen, this is what I'm gonna do. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let him ask me a few questions, and then once he asks me a few questions, then we're gonna focus more on you guys, and then we're gonna answer some of your questions, and then get into all that. Okay? So give us a second. I just want to make sure it's structured. We're not all over the place. But so go ahead. Anything you want to ask me in particular, so I can help you, and if I can't.
Yeah. So here's a good question, and actually it was just brought up by Melly Mel, I believe, saying if I want my own freedom, get your own authority, stuff like that. Now, that possibly would be the direction. But I mean, why did you choose to get your own authority as opposed to leasing on to some place like Landstar, for example?
Well, when I started trucking, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't really know about Landstar. I told you, I worked for an independent contract, not an independent contract. I worked for a guy that had his own authority. So when he gave me the game, he gave it to me from the standpoint of owning your own trucking business. So when I came into the trucking industry, I didn't work for a mega carrier. I didn't know much about anything. Everything that I learned from this dude was basically him owning his own business and running his own operation. So I didn't know anything else about trucking. That's the only thing I knew. So when he started breaking down how much the rates were and everything, and I'm thinking like, damn, okay, the trucking industry got a lot of money involved. But then once, he ended up letting me go, I went to US Express. And that's when I started realizing like, damn, okay, the mega carriers really don't make they're big companies, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna make a lot of money working for these big companies. And that's when I realized like, damn, okay, well, I really need to get my authority serious, or else I'm not gonna make any money in this industry. So it's kind of, draw the luck that I ran into the first person I worked for. It was a small company, but he owned his own trucking company, and everything he taught me was all independent information, and the numbers that I was hearing was all, numbers that independent truckers were making that own their own authority. So when I worked for a company and I realized they were making that, I was like, nah, I gotta hurry up and get my own authority. So that's why I got my authority so quick after I leased on the US Express with my own truck. But yeah, if that answers your question. Okay.
And so Florida's definitely not a place where you want to start your own authority.
Hell no. In my opinion.
Or even have truck insurance.
Well, that's the reason. Because it doesn't really matter where you set up. Well, it does matter. I'll take that back. Because when I started shopping around for insurance, like for instance, when I called Texas, insurance companies, they told me if I don't have a Texas DOT number, I can't get insurance in Texas. So that's when I realized, like, damn, okay, I should have went and opened up my own authority in Texas. You understand me? And like I said, I don't want to get into that too much, but if you could read between the lines, you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that's where I should have went and actually got my authority, because the quotes, she didn't really get into the quotes, but I spoke to a trucker that had his own authority in Texas, and his insurance rate was way better than mine. You get where I'm coming from? But had I, like I said, now that I know that, okay, starting in Florida and Georgia, from what I was told, after I started learning the game and getting in the game, I started realizing Florida and Georgia have higher insurance rates because, like I said, the theft and damage issues, and fraud. So the insurance in those two areas are higher than normal. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, what even made you get into trucking to begin with?
Well, okay, like I told you, I was an accountant. When I graduated and got the accounting degree, I was like, okay, boom, I'm gonna make a little money. I'll be able to raise my kids and make decent money once I get out of school. But what ended up happening, I went to the first interview, and mind you, I told you I was running the streets too. So, me, the first job offer that I got for the accounting position I was gonna get, they told me they were gonna start me off $13 an hour. And mind you, at that time I got 2 kids, so I'm looking at like $13 an hour. I'm like, man, I already got my CDLs. I had it for a plan B, So I was like, man, I got my CDLs. I might as well try my luck with my CDLs. I could probably make more money than that. That's when I started looking around and saying, you know what, let me put this whole accounting degree on hold. And I was a junior accountant too. It wasn't like I got my master's or anything like that. I had got my associates in accounting. So I was just like, okay, well, let me do it like this and see if the trucking has more money to offer, because at the time, $13 wasn't gonna move the needle for me. You get where I'm coming from? So I said, let me go ahead and use my plan B. Oh, and another person too. Like I said, if you guys look in my videos too, you'll see the video that I have. The man that put me in the trucking, that was the dude that his name was Truck. Shout out to him. I'm gonna always bring him up because he's the one that encouraged me. When I got out of prison, he contacted me and he was like, hey, look, me and him, we're in the same halfway house together, and he used to always tell me, he was like, listen, don't stress yourself. When you get out of the halfway house, get your CDL and you'll be all right. He kept drilling in my head. I was young at the time. He kept drilling in my head. Get your CDLs. By the time those 6 months was up and we was at the halfway house, as soon as I got out of the halfway house, I went and took a CDL course and went and knocked it out and got it. But I never put it into practice because I started school. So, whatever, if that answers your question. And another thing too, I want to bring up, as far as what route do you plan on going? Because when I took my CDL course, I went and paid out of pocket. Now I don't know what direction you plan on going, but I know there's some big companies too. Some of the big companies, they're willing to pay for it. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know much about it, but I know that they'll put you under a contract. So know that before you jump out there too, that you might end up paying, if you don't pay out of pocket, that the company will have you under contract. Okay.
Goddamn. I'm gonna. Sorry, somebody's blowing up my messenger. My goal. Did I say where I was thinking about going?
What company?
Knight is kind of what I was thinking about, just because they have a terminal.
Oh, Knight Transportation.
Yeah, right. Actually, right around here a little bit. So you saw how quick I got over here.
Okay. Yeah.
So they have a terminal out here. I mean, Prime does too. So I was kind of thinking about those. Really, I could do anything for a year. So I wouldn't even mind signing a contract. But as little money as they're talking about, I just go ahead and stroke a check for that.
Right. But if you don't have to, like you said, if you plan on staying there for a year anyway, it would make sense if you went ahead and let them pay for it. So, like I said, you'll be able to make that decision at the end of the day. So, listen, another question for my subscribers, man. And like I said, appreciate you guys for tuning in. He's going tonight. I don't know anything about night. So if any of you guys out there are driving for night transportation, you know, fill him in, let him know if it's a go or a no go, or if anything he needs to look out for or whatever. But like I said, he's more comfortable with night and prime because they're closer to him. Look, what's his name again? Truck and Truth said no.
Oh, you know what? Truck and Truth actually, you know, he kind of, you know, he was throwing out some knowledge. I haven't stopped by his channel for a while, but yeah, he was somebody that was throwing out some stuff back in the day.
It's distraction. Good. Yeah. So
You know, Prime could be better. I mean, I don't, like I said, I haven't made up my mind. But talking to these recruiters, I mean, I would think that a recruiter's job would be to sell you on their company, and these recruiters don't even. I mean, they act like they don't even care. So,
yeah, Millie Mike said it's best to pay out of pocket too.
yeah, they're only talking like 3,000 or something like that. So,
Yeah, how much is it, by the way, Millie Mike? Do you know how much they charge?
well, it was $3,000 at.
Oh, you already talked to her. She told you.
Yeah, well, that was on the website, and she sent me the information on that, so I at least got that.
Yeah. J&M Transportation say they whack too.
But like I said,
What's up,
for the
Rick?
first
What's
year,
going
I'm
on?
not for the first year. I'm going into this thinking that, and this is just my mentality. I take everything to the extreme. But if I didn't make $1 for the first year, I'm fine. I'm not going to be leaving because I'm not making money. My first year is just going to be to learn, you know, to do
As
my
much as you
shit.
can, yeah,
That's-
right.
I mean, that's it. That's
Yeah.
at least the first year and a half is going to be.
And I always tell people coming into the trucking industry, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money in trucking, but the first year you get in, I always tell people, man, focus more on safety, you know, focus on controlling the vehicle, understanding how to work everything.
Denver.
Don't focus, yeah, you know, don't focus too much on the money. The money's gonna come, but just, you know, focus more on safety. So like I said, don't rush it. You know, you already got a game plan, which is the most important thing. Coming into trucking, you already got a game plan. So as long as you execute that, the first year, like you said, dedicate that safety and understand how the truck works, and you know, running your route safe.
I mean, the two biggest things that I'm concerned about as far as trucking goes is, well, obviously backing and, you know, taking a good shit. You know, that's just something that I'm just.
You gonna be good. Man. Look, let me tell you, man, you gonna be all right on that. They got Love Truck Stop. You got Love Truck
shit.
Stop, and you got the Pilot Truck Stop. You'll be able to take your shit. Once you go in the shower bathroom, you understand? You'll be able to map all that. The first month or two before you learn the schedule, it's gonna get a little crazy. You're gonna be doing a lot of stopping, but once you get, you know, you're eating down pack and have a little system in play, you'll be all right, man. Especially the Love Truck Stop, real clean bathrooms. Oh, listen, real important. Shower slides. I met a lot of new truckers out there, right? And they not using shower slides going into the truck showers. So that's another thing I want to throw out there, man, because believe it or not, a lot of people don't know that. So keep that in mind, man. That's one of the things you want to pack.
Anything you need to tell me.
Okay. I just had to make sure because I met a dude. He was telling me what shower slides for what? I was like, what? But they, you know, people just don't know, you know. And if they trainer don't put them up on game, it's a wrap. But okay, any other questions? Because you know I'm about to give the floor to the subscribers.
Let's
Any
get with
questions?
that. Because I mean, in reality, I've probably watched every single video that he's had, and probably a couple of them multiple times. You know, I do my research and stuff like that, and that's probably what might be frustrating these recruiters a little bit, is because I'm not like being like, okay, well, I'm ready to go next week. You know, I'm buying shit slowly that I'm gonna need in trucking right now.
And then you have mentors. That's another thing. You got to have a mentor, somebody that's in trucking that you could be able to call and talk to and ask those simple questions without, you know, them getting annoyed or whatnot. You got to have a mentor. In any industry, I believe in any industry, anybody in, you got to have somebody that's schooling you. And if you don't, that's okay too. Thank God for YouTube. If you don't have a mentor, you go on YouTube, you know, have your 5 or 6 favorite truckers and just soak up game. Get as much help as you can, you know.
And I know Ricky at the Grown Folks channel does
Ricky.
put out a bunch of educational videos, but
I
actually
love Ricky
he
too,
was
man.
somebody that
We got there, Ricky.
we were able
Shout
to.
out to Ricky, man.
Well, he's not in here.
Well, if you know.
But we
hopefully he
did
sees the video.
have time to talk a few
Look,
times.
Melly
on the
Mel
phone.
said he paid $5,000 for the class. Whatever. Like I said, hopefully we don't gotta worry about that.
Yeah, I'm not. Like I said.
So that's it, because I'm about to open the floor for
Yeah,
them. Give
open
them
it
about
up.
10 minutes.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you watched all your, you know.
Okay, so listen, if you guys have any questions for me and you want to ask, go ahead. Now is the time. You know, like I said, I got another 10 minutes, 15 minutes. If you guys have any questions, let me know, man. Felony, some states will pay for you to go. Okay, he's right.
Yeah, I don't
Who's
have
that?
any.
Whole gang trucker?
Yeah, I don't have any felonies, unfortunately.
But that's good he said that, though. Look, here's the good thing, though. The state of Florida definitely they have a program, a Workforce One program, for anybody that's a convicted felon that's out of Florida. Workforce One, they have a program set up where they'll pay for your CDLs.
Look at that.
You know? What was that?
We were just talking about that hot shot truck, and I'd asked
Hot
you
shot
about that.
trucking.
Somebody asked about that.
I don't know nothing about hot shot trucking. He was just asking me. I told him I don't know nothing about it. I know a lot of dudes out of Georgia, and some buddies of mine were telling me about hot shot trucking, but I don't know nothing about it, man. When I got in the game, all I knew about pulling dry freight, reefers, you know, so it is. I told you, man, I had a truck breakdown. Things weren't looking too good, and I had to pull out, man. And a lot of people, like I said, there's some comments, and a lot of people trying to basically, they're questioning the story that I gave them too, which is annoying too, because that's the thing I don't like about YouTube. You basically pouring out information to the people, and even when you tell the truth, you got those investigators that could turn the truth into a lie. So, like I said, mind you, when you're on YouTube and you putting out content, you don't have much time. If I go into detail about the story, you know, a lot of people probably be like, hey, look, you know, I'll be on there for an hour, you know. I try to squeeze as much information I can in 15 minutes. You understand? I mean, even to me, that's long. But like I said, man, my truck broke down on me, and things weren't looking too good, and the repairs were crazy, in my opinion. So I said, you know what? I didn't find it beneficial for me to continue operations. And plus, like I told you, man, mentally I wasn't there anymore. I was getting beat up. The trucking industry was beating me up. You know, I was going through the learning curves, and I was getting beat up. So, you know, I just took a break and said, you know what, let me do what I'm doing now. And when I get back in the game, I'll be able to do my thing.
And if anybody was doubting that, I was on the phone with him around the time that it happened. So,
Man, I'm not trying to prove nothing to the people on YouTube. Like I said, for the ones that been rocking with me from the beginning, they know for the most part when they verify my information and the information I put out there, it's always been A1. It ain't been any situation where you be like, oh, Rich lied to me about this. Always been upfront. So like I said, but I got, you know, like I said, which is expected. They got people that doubt every story they probably hear. They think it's bullshit. You understand me? But it ain't my job to convince them. At the end of the day, I put it out there, and whatever they get out of it, they get it. And then if it help them, it help them. If not, you know, I can't do nothing about it.
Somebody is asking about how. I mean, I know you have a video on it. Somebody's asking how low board works.
Low board. Look, I got a video on that. We'll be taking up a lot of time talking about the low board. But like I said, Trucker's Edge is the low board. And go to my videos, man. I got a video talking about low boards. You'll actually see I got a live call on there too, by the way. So check it out, man, when you get a chance. Any other questions?
Someone's wondering if you knew anything about some of the companies that deliver new trucks. I'm interested in that. I've got my doubles endorsement. I think that's all I need. Okay,
this is what I'm going to tell you. Because the company I work for, they don't want me. I already told them my situation. I'm a YouTuber. If you guys want to look, they not on that. I'm not going to say their name on here. But here's what I will tell you. When you're a trucker, right, you got to be smart out there. You're driving around. You see these doubles and triple trucks. Their name is written on the side of the truck. Look at the name, write it down, go online, and you got it. It's not hard. I guarantee you, any trucker on here, tomorrow when you're doing your run or you're on the road, you're gonna see the piggyback trucks piggybacking. Get the name, call them, figure out. That's what I did. You understand me? It's not hard. You guys gotta use your head out here. You can't come on YouTube and expect to just be giving answers, man. People give as much game on YouTube, then you gotta put your 2 cents and figure it out yourself. You can't just expect game to just be given to you like that, because at the end of the day, you're not gonna cherish it. But I guarantee you, if you run down on a truck driver and you see the information, you write it down and you start investing in a dream that you have, you'll follow through with it. So like I said, I'm not gonna put the names out there. I only know one is the one that I'm working with. I don't know any others, but check them out.
You know what? Here's a good question.
Go ahead.
Because I'd actually thought about this. Do you feel it's profitable if I purchase a truck, lease it onto a carrier, and hire a driver for my truck? It's just a business idea that I have. Thanks in advance.
Okay, here's the thing. That can work. It could work, but you can't expect your return to be high, because you got to think about it. You got to pay. The mega carrier has a percentage that they're going to take off. Then you got to pay your driver, and then you get paid on the back end. So keep that in mind. The return is not going to be as great, because at the end of the day, you gotta pay the carrier, your driver, and then you get paid. But it's still money to be made. You understand me? I mean, let's say if you find a good driver and he's running good for you, man. You could probably clear $1,150. That's not bad in my opinion. Residual income. It might not be consistent, because there's gonna be time where he's going on home time, he's with his family, whatever the situation may be. But at the end of the day, it's residual income. You can't lose. So I mean, that's my take on it. And if you got a truck that you have confidence in, go ahead and put 2 people in that truck. Team drive the truck. Now the income, like I said, you're gonna make more. You stand to make more money at that point, because you have a team operation with that truck. But if you're going to do that, make sure it's a truck that could take that hit. You understand me? I would suggest it would be a truck that's a little bit up to date, or if it's not up to date, it got to at least have a motor that could take, because that's when you're going to war. You're gonna make more money, but like I said, you got to make sure that truck could be able to go through that fire, man, when you run in a team operation. Why you think these big carriers, man, they get those brand new trucks? They want 2 people in that truck. Why is that? It's a brand new truck. They're gonna run that truck in the ground for the next 2 years, 3 years, and then they're gonna lease it to one of the company drivers, and it's gonna break down on him in 2 years. You understand me? But that's the game if you know it. But like I said, that's the answer to that question.
How much experience do I need before I lease to get my LLC? I don't know if he's talking about a mega carrier. It seemed like the mega carriers are trying to push that on new people.
LLC, you could get an LLC anytime.
Well, I think it was the lease. I don't know.
Yeah, instead of getting paid directly, you get an LLC. They'll pay your company. You set up an LLC under ABC Trucking, and instead of them paying you a direct check, they'll pay but LLC is nothing. Like I said, you got. But is that what he was trying to say?
I think it was more of the lease. How much experience?
Yeah, rewrite the question.
How much experience do you need before you lease? I don't know if he means company lease, dealer lease.
Well, it depends on the company. I can't speak. The company, once you start, every company's different. I know U.S. Express, after I don't even remember, bro, because I never looked into their lease program. But I know once you get a little bit of experience, I would imagine 6 months. After 6 months, they willing to work with you. Hey, for a matter of fact, hit the like button, man. I'm putting out that information. We out here spending time with you guys, man. Hit the like button, man, and show a little love, man. We trying to make sure we get that information circulating. So if you in the building, man, hit that like button, man. I appreciate it. That's what's up. Yeah. Any other questions? Slowing down, man. But I told you guys, I said, man, this year, I said, you know what? I'm gonna start taking the YouTube a little bit more serious. I'm gonna start doing live feeds. Get a little bit more comfortable getting in touch with you guys, because I noticed, a lot of questions sometimes. I'm on the road. Like I said, I was driving and working all day. But like I said, I'll find time to spend with you guys. But like I said, it might not be much, but I'll do it more often, and start to do live feeds to answer some of your questions, because I appreciate you guys. A lot of you guys showing love and are there. So, like I said, if that's all the questions we do.
No. He said he just got his license 6 months ago. I want to lease and start my LLC. How much experience should I have before trying this?
Okay. But has he been driving for 6 months? Have you been driving?
Yeah, well, it says experience. Well, he got his, okay, it doesn't say, it just says he got his license 6 months ago.
You got your license, but do you have any experience, man? You got to go out there and put in that work. You got to put in work. Once you get that experience, depending on what company, you could get a lease. That's not a hard thing. They want to push the leases. When these companies want to push leases on you guys because it relinquishes their responsibility for that truck, because you're responsible for that truck. Tire blowout, repairs. The only good thing I can say, it usually has a warranty, like a factory warranty at the time. But yes, he has 6 months. Yeah, so you should be in the game, man. You just got to find the right company, to be able to work with you, man. But you all right for the most part. It's getting hot as hell, too.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Finally?
Yeah, man. That cold.
You would have thought we were in Antarctica.
Yeah, but I'm from Florida, though, man. I told you, man, over there. Look, man, we get cold fast over there. Man.
Can I buy a big rig and lease it out?
Yes. Of course, man. If you got the truck, man, that's another way to make a little income, Can I make good money with 28-foot straight trucks? I don't know anything about box trucks. I can't answer that. I don't know if it's a reefer or a dry van. For a matter of fact, I got a buddy of mine. He moves furniture with his 28 footer. So try that. Moving companies, try that out. But I don't know much about it, so I can't tell you nothing. But I do have a friend that's doing that, and he's doing okay. He needs the cooking channel.
Well, it's no hippie barbecue and cooking. I just put a comment in there.
Yeah, I definitely am gonna be.
But yeah, for any of you guys that are actually trucking right now, I've had this question asked, so never thought I was gonna need to have the opportunity to tell a bunch of people this. The best thing that you can use, or the best appliance you can have in your truck for cooking, without a doubt, is a pressure cooker. You can fry in it, you can slow cook in it, pressure cook in it. Basically it's an all-in-one type of a deal. Don't have to worry about the lid falling off. You're cooking stuff in 30 minutes. Anyway, just something to throw out there.
Yeah, pressure cooker. You heard it, man. Like I said, check his channel out, man. He has a lot of good recipes on there. You'll like it, man. You'll like it, man. When it comes to cooking, this is the man you want to go to. Like I said, once this video is posted, what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and put his link in the bottom of the description, and you can go subscribe to his channel. Over the road, the only way to train for CDL. My brother got lucky and got a local job, so you can find a local job to train you with your CDLs, but you got to really do some digging. But it's possible. It's definitely possible. That's it. Pressure cooker. Yeah, Melly Mel. He on it. Shout out to Melly Mel, man. He's showing a lot of love, man. You got a channel? Melly Mel got a channel?
I don't know, let me click on it, see what's up.
Yeah, man, check him out, man. He active on it.
No.
Alright. But if that's it, man, I'm gonna let you guys go. That's what's up.
Wait, let me see if there's anything else.
11. Come on, man.
See, I'm not looking to go local.
In Houston. I don't know, I can't answer that. What do you have to find? Okay. I don't know what he's talking about.
And one of the things I got to take into consideration if I'm thinking about, eventually buying a truck is freight in and out of Denver. I heard isn't all that great, so got to keep that in mind as well.
But but you got California right there. That's where all the money at the end of the day. And you leave out of Denver, you get something going into Cali, and you can bounce around in Cali and Oregon, up and down. Man, you can make a killing. I can tell you that much. You're right there, the West Coast, right
Oh,
there.
man.
Okay, traffic slowing down, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. But yeah, so listen, hopefully you guys enjoyed my first live. Like I said, if you like it, if you like the information, subscribe, hit the like button, show support. I got more videos coming down the tunnel on what I'm doing now. I got a video that I'm gonna put out by Tuesday. I'm gonna put out a video with showing you what I'm doing now and a day in the life of how I'm doing it. So I'm gonna have that out soon, and I got more content coming. Like I said,
Somebody's asking about oil fields.
oil field, I don't know much about that either. I looked into it. I know. Here's another look. Oil for the person talking about oil field. Pilot has a terminal in Paco, Texas. If you go to flyingj.com and go on to company driver, you'll see that they have positions, and I think they got like a $5,000 bonus. It's either a $5,000 or a $10,000 bonus. Go to flyingj.com and you'll see they have opening positions, man, in Paco, Texas, and they're paying pretty good. I'm hearing the oil field has money in it, but I can't tell you much about it, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. But I know there's money in it, man. Everybody that I ran into that talked about that oil field, it's just a different world, and I don't know more. Oh, the Golden Child, isn't Golden Child into the oil field?
I think he just got into it, but Chasing Andrew Jackson is.
Okay, I never heard of it. But check out the Golden Child. Golden Child, he has a channel, and he's always talking about the oil field, and he could help you more on that. I that's not my area of expertise.
Like I said, I'm gonna start up my second YouTube channel, just to so everybody can see kind of my progression. So that channel's gonna be. It's already up. I don't have any videos on it right now, but not to be putting the cart before the horse. The name of that channel is gonna be No Hippie Trucking and Transport, and then I'm gonna put Wanna Be after that.
Right.
Until I actually start doing it, but I just don't want to keep changing channel names and all this kind of stuff. So,
or you could put No Hippie Trucking or whatever. So, you guys, I'm gonna put all the information he's saying, and as far as his channel, I'm gonna put it in the description once we get done. I'm probably gonna update it tomorrow. As soon as this video is over with, it's a wrap. I gotta go to sleep because I gotta catch a flight tomorrow morning. I gotta be up by 5 in the morning, and I'm not gonna be on here after I hang up. But I hang this live up. But if that's it, man, I'm gonna let you guys go, man. So that's it. So hey, look, I appreciate the time. We'll definitely get back. I'm gonna be putting out the videos, man. I don't know. Oh, Melly Mel Beezy, man.
Hey, if you click on here, if you just click on my picture on that post I just put up there, that's gonna take you to my channel.
Okay, check them out. And then we go. We're doing it just like that. But all right, man. Appreciate your time, man. I'm out of here, man. Till next time. Let me see.
One time.
Okay, boom. What do you do? Cancel out of here? How the hell?
Yeah.
Cancel.
I don't know.